So if you just saw my PS1 Classic unboxing video, I think I was being a little hard on myself because I haven't made a video in 5 months and I wanted my, first video back to be really good, and unboxing videos aren't really my style. Feel free to go check it out. If not, here we have for you PS1 Classic versus RGB original PS1. Let's take a look. So here we go. Here the thing is booting up. The original startup screen is a little different. You go straight into a menu. If you watch any videos about this, I'm sure you've seen it. But let's take a look at the PAL version of Cool Borders 2 versus the American version. And here you see in the menus, you just see how much more fluid it is. Like here's PAL. And then here we go, NTSC. It just goes through just so much more fluid. And here's a side-by-side. And this is where you can see just like how much slower it is compared to the original PlayStation 1. Now, this PlayStation 1 is running in RGB through an OSSC, and graphics-wise, the Mini is great. Like, it's very, very, very close. You can notice like very subtle differences, but it's really in the gameplay where you can tell the difference. So I guess if the gameplay is slow and jittery, I mean, what do looks matter? You know what I mean? And right here, so this is the American version, you can just see how like fluid and smooth it is. And then here, when you fall twice, you can see like one's choppy. And all the PAL games on this system are pretty much unplayable. They really, really are. But that doesn't mean that the ones that aren't PAL are not unplayable, because they are playable, unplayable. And my score from the PAL to the NTSC should show you that right there. By the way, Krusty 37 Cool Borders half pipe. Who does that? So one PAL game that to say, I don't want to call it unplayable, because actually the Resident Evil one wasn't as slow and as bad or as choppy as Cool Borders was. Cool Borders was a much worse example. It was really bad. Tekken is really bad. But Resident Evil, not as good as the NTSC version, isn't as good. Now, I'm not going to show the NTSC version here. I don't know. I feel like the footage itself can speak for it. You can kind of see how it's slow. And what I did notice for the Resident Evil was the audio wasn't exactly lined up. So even though the gameplay was a little bit faster than the other PAL games, the audio wasn't perfectly synced. So it still has its own flaws, even though it's not necessarily full-on gameplay as a flaw. Now let's take a look at an NTSC game. Here we go. We got Intelligence Cube. And this right here, Intelligence Cube and Persona 1, it's like $180 worth of games right there. You want to go play those games, you're going to spend $180. Easy. So that right there is worth it. Both those games are NTSC. Both those games run smooth. Intelligence Cube, I've wanted for so long, because I had the PlayStation Volume 5 interactive CD sampler, and this was one of the games. That's what I had as a kid, and I played it over and over. It had Parappa the Rapper, Tomb Raider, Star Wars Jedi Masters of Terrakai, Kasi, I don't know, and Intelligence Cube, Jet Moto 2. It was the sickest demo disc. I always wanted Intelligence Cube. Really fun game. Once you get the hang of it, it's almost like, it reminds me of Catherine. If anybody's played that game, let me know in the comments if you can see the similarities between this and Catherine, but this is like an old version. Anyway, tangent aside, it ran really smoothly and it ran really, really, really nice. Now, let's get into something that kind of matters more so. Final Fantasy VII. A big reason why a lot of people will be purchasing this. Let's see how this game holds up. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the side-by-side comparison. And honestly, the reason why it's not listed and telling you which one is which is because, to go along with the aspect of the graphics good, which one do you think is which? I'm going to put it up in a little bit, but which one do you think is which? because they look really good. I actually posted this on Facebook. It was a still screenshot from both, and I said which one's the classic and which one's the original. And people were really good at looking closely and pointing out those very subtle differences, but I don't think anybody said which one was which one. So follow me on social media, a lot of pictures. I find that this game held up pretty good. It wasn't, I didn't find it to be, you know, you're not playing it on a PS1, you're playing it on an emulator, so I mean, but it was pretty good. So you get Final Fantasy VII, you get Intelligence Cube, you get Persona. There's some good working titles on this system. However, the PAL versions, they're really bad. But as everybody speculates, the thing's gonna get hacked in like 6 days, and somebody's gonna add SD card storage. Somebody's gonna enhance the emulator, because this particular emulator has a lot of features in it. If you were to download this same emulator on a computer, there's a lot of features to enhance the gameplay. They're gonna swap out the PAL ROMs, hopefully. And if this thing doesn't get hacked, you can hack a PS TV and then put the hacked PS TV inside, and boom, you're good to go. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching this video, my last video, which wasn't as good. I really hope this helped, and I really hoped this was cool for somebody to see. And I'm actually going to be taking this thing apart and then making a video about it taken apart to see what's on the inside. And then no more PS3, PS1 classic videos, except maybe a live stream. I don't know, who knows anymore. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. This one was actually a lot of fun to make. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.